All right, we're going on a quick test drive here. We got 42,507 miles on it. The car sounds amazing. These sound so good. Probably doesn't sound as good in camera, but in person, it is such a fun experience. You can hear that. We have it in sport mode, so the exhaust valves are open. Steering wheel's perfectly straight. It doesn't have any type of shimmy to it. Using the paddles to downshift. Nice and smooth. Little crackles from the exhaust. I'm gonna throw it in manual mode here. Barely getting on it. Thing wants to move. One of the best sounding cars. The car drives perfectly straight. No issues. Brakes feel solid. Just hear those downshifts are amazing. The flickering you see here, that's just in camera, that is not in person. Zero complaints with the drivability of this car. An absolute blast. Love the paddle shifters. Alright, we're going to do a visual condition report, so we're looking for scuffs, scratches, chips, dings, any cosmetic imperfections that we can find, and really just assessing the overall condition of the vehicle. And looking at the wheel, you have some light scuffs there. And you're going to see some clear coat failure throughout the wheel. So you can see that there, so it's glossy and then kind of matte in some areas. And that's just all throughout the wheel. You're going to see it down here where that's kind of matte. Then you have a little gloss. Got some chips here. A little scratch. Got a larger chip here that's been touched up. Got a chip there. You can see the wear in the vents. Side looks good. I see a couple chips there. That plastic is in great condition. Looking on the side mirror, a few small rock impacts. Looking at the A-pillar, got an impact there. That roof looks good. Following that pillar all the way back. That looks nice. Got some touch up here. Couple rock chips, and then looking down that body line, you have about 15 or 20 chips. They stop here and end about right there. Got a chip there, and of course if you get close you're going to see swirls, little stains from hard water spots, some really light fading. Now a really good paint correction and this car would look really good, and we do that in-house. So if you're interested in that, just reach out to sales. I do see some dings with that as well. So every once in a while with the chip, there's a ding. There's a ding. That door looks good. So down here you do have film protecting that lower rocker. It does need to be replaced at some point. You're going to see all the texture and kind of bubbling in it. Some light surface scuffs. This bumper has been painted, so you're going to see the orange peel is really heavy right there, and it's better up top. Same with this wheel. Some clear coat failure, little flaws, a couple chips on the edge, but overall looks really good. Here on that caliper, nice and shiny. We do have some scuffs here that does catch my nail. Overall the clarity looks good though. And then the front end is peppered with rock chips, rock impacts. So I'll try to go through those and you can just kind of see them throughout. You have some larger ones here. They go up the top there. Kind of see them just all peppered throughout. Here's some larger ones. You have some stains from bugs kind of etching into the clear. Little spots in there, and getting on that nose you're gonna see some large ones. That's clear coat kind of chipping away. You're gonna have a lot of texture on that versus the paint here. Clarity on that lens looks good. The clear coat is fading here. It's pretty much all gone in that section. You can see it kind of flaking off. You have some gashes here. Once again, it looks like it's been like spot painted maybe. So even some of the stuff where it's flaking is red, while this is white. And you do have heavy orange peel. You're gonna see a bunch of rock impacts here. That front end is chewed up pretty good. You can see where they taped off here, and you do have some overspray on that plastic, and then you are going to have rash all underneath here, all throughout that lower section. And then once again, clear coat is chipping here, so you can see where it's faded, and then there's some damage right there, and you have spider cracks along that front bumper. Getting down here, you're going to have rash as well. There's a good view of that. You have some rash on the wheel. More rash right there. And then when you see the fender here, you're going to see all of these little specks, little impacts, maybe from sand and kind of stuff like that impacting the clear. It's kind of all throughout the fender. Got a chip there, chip down there. A couple small scuffs. You can see in the edge, some of that paint is chipping away. A-pillar looks good. A few minor surface scuffs. Making our way back to the door here. I do see a scratch right there. You can see that. Got a chip here. There's another ding, if you can see that. Got film here on that lower section, but you do not have film here like you did on the other side. Little scuffs and scratches. There's a chip. Some gashes on the edge. You're gonna have that orange peel effect here. Here on that wheel. There's the date code 2023. There's some dimples in the paint along this section. So you're going to see dimples throughout. You're going to see dimples up here. Here on that deck lid. Couple chips, but otherwise in good condition. These taillights look good. Really clean. You're going to see the texture and dimples in there. Some chips and little scuffs. Lower section looks good there. And then a little bit of dimples and kind of trash in the paint here. All of that though, you have to be really close to see that. You're a couple feet away, just walking around this car. As you can tell, looks really good. Even on that front end, just a couple feet away, looks really nice. All right, checking out the interior. Got that carbon strip here, that looks good. No sticky buttons here, all of that has been corrected. That leather looks really good. That panel is nice and clean. Typical little scuffs here. You do have a crease right there and a dent. The sticker's kind of peeling up a little bit. You're gonna have that texture here. Looking at the seats, you do have your light cracking and wear here. And then it's kind of heavy in this area. Upper section looks good. You have some yellowing in this area. Rest of that looks really nice. The steering wheel is chewed up. Pretty good up here. All of the sticky buttons here have been fixed, and same here. Very common issue on these cars. All that carbon looks good. Upper side of the dash. I don't see any cracks. No sticky buttons anywhere there. The only piece is this trim right here that has the sticky feel still. Everything else is perfect. It looks like it has that sticky, but it was all sanded down and cleaned up. So you still have the flaws, but you don't have that feel. Wheel, you're gonna see it's chewed up. You have your wear right there. And here on these buttons, they still have that sticky feel. And same with those. Here on this panel, you do have some flaws right there. That upper section looks good. That carbon looks nice. None of this is sticky. Lower side looks good. That trim is clean. You do have some chips here and some gashes. Looking at the seat, nothing sticky here. That bolster, you have typical wear. You have some light cracking in here. There's some wrinkles. That edge looks good. Upper side looks awesome, and this middle is really clean. Got the kind of all-weather mat. That looks good. This looks nice. Upper dash, nice and clean. You got carbon all over these vents here, which looks really good. Now Alcantara headliner. And scanning through the engine bay here. really good. Underhood liner looks good.